Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is the 1 week review of the Ozark Trail StormTrooper knife. We're going to start off with some specs about this knife right here. It is they call it a 3¼ inch blade. It doesn't look like it to me. With about 3 inches of usable blade length, made out of stainless steel, which it says here right on the package. Stainless steel blade, and 4½ inch, we'll check that as well. About 4¼ is what they said. It's about 4½, so they're getting the proportions a little mixed up, but that's not all that bad. What they call the shaft lock on this is what they called the slide lock on this. There are some slight differences, namely the thickness of this lock bar compared to the thickness of this lock bar. This is significantly thinner. It is also significantly lighter because it has the partial liners, just like a bug out, instead of the full liners like this. I personally prefer full liners. That's just the way that I go. Makes it feel like a more trustworthy knife. And based off of Taylor's experience, you can't really snap it in half with your hands, unlike something else that's a little more expensive. Anyway, this is what looks to be a competitor to the bug out. It's about, 36 times less expensive than the bug out. I'm not going to say that you're getting, it's a decent knife for if you don't really need a knife all that bad. It's more of a fidget toy, to be honest. It didn't hold its edge worth crap over the week. I had to sharpen it 3 times. And all I did with it was cut cardboard. Now you're probably going to sit here and say, well, how much cardboard did you cut? You had to have cut a ton of cardboard with this thing to wear it out. No, the factory edge took a crap on the first box. It was one of them Costco milk carton boxes. It took a crap before I even finished that box. I sharpened it again. Got through 2 Little Caesars pizza boxes, and then it crapped out. I sharpened it again, and on this 3rd sharpening, where it's completely my edge instead of just touching up theirs, it's doing better. But I don't particularly want to buy a knife where I'm forced to sharpen it myself. Same thing with GEC. They kind of piss me off because of that. But what do you do? Pretty comfortable. It is right hand only, unfortunately, or right hand carry only. Deep carry pocket clip, although it doesn't completely hide the knife. Lanyard hole, barrel spacers. The partial liners are, again, very, very similar to the bug out. I don't have a bug out to show for scale, but you can see in there how far it goes. I would love to take this thing apart on video to show you guys how everything works, but unfortunately they Loctited the crap out of the pivot on these things. Same thing with this one, and I don't have any heat tools that can help me take this thing apart, so it's just not going to happen. Overall, I don't know if I would actually recommend this knife. Again, it's just more of a fidget toy than anything else. My thumb hurts like a right now because I've been sitting here playing around with the liner lock all day because today was the day that I swapped over to a different carry. But overall, centering, pretty good. Actually really impressed with that. The centering on this one was not very good. Pretty unimpressed with this thing. Centering wise, everything else I'm perfectly fine with it. Centering on this one was great, but I'm pretty unimpressed with the rest of the performance of this thing. I think it took 3 days to break in. for it to be smooth enough to drop it like that. Right out of the box, it's not that smooth. Right out of the box, it stops about right there. Every single time. And you have to sit there and flick it open and closed multiple, like, I think I did it probably 200 or 300 times before it finally broke in smooth enough to just drop. Which I wish my Gerber Sedulo here would do. Sit here and open this thing, close it 400 times, and it just doesn't give a shit. It's still sitting there. You have to swing it closed because it won't do anything. Really disappointed in that, to be honest. But let's get back to this thing. This thing is it's smooth after the break-in period. Nice drop point shape. There just isn't a whole lot much more to say about it. It's nothing to write home about. However, if you're just looking for something to play around with for when you're bored, this might work. It is kind of fun to sit here and open and close all the time. My sister says it's satisfying. But, yeah. It's not the worst knife I own by far. It's not the best knife I own by far. It's kind of just, I'd pay like 20. I'd pay 20 for that. For the experience of this, I'd pay 20. I wouldn't go and buy it on eBay though. I already know that their prices are going to be insane. But yeah, one of these will be given away when I reach 1,000 subscribers. And then I think I'm going to keep the second one for myself. I don't know. Guess we'll find out. So, appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one.